It's another week. It's another Monday. Means another Midnight's Edge after dark. Welcome everybody once again. I'm Tom Connors. I'm hosting tonight because Rob, as you can see, is hanging out with Mecca over there. How you guys doing?
After.
Keep telling you there's no freaking lyrics, Rob. Joining us tonight, though, is a special guest, Scott from the Sporting News Podcast.
What's going on, everyone? How you doing?
Link in the chat there.
Thank you, sir.
But
I'm
of course,
happy to be here. Thank you, Tom.
and we're glad to have you.
I sounded so corny just then. Thank you very much.
All right. And with Rob, why don't you do her intro, Rob?
With joining me to my right is, of course, your favorite YouTube harpy. She has an Emmy, an ESPY, a BAFTA, a BAMI, a Tony, an Oscar, a PhD, an MBA, an MBA, ESPN, WWE. She's a BMF.
And I got a giant Yoshi.
She's got a giant Yoshi from Dave and Buster's. Miss Mecca Random.
Hello.
Pause. Yeah, you'll kind of have to face a little bit more towards Rob, I think, for us to hear you. But yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Let's get a little closer here.
Get a little bit closer. Oh. How's everybody doing? Doing finished filming. I'm sure that makes Rob happy. That comes out next summer?
What?
Next winter? Dune?
Oh, for God's sake.
You know what else finished filming?
Let me guess.
The sequel to the Porg movie?
Yeah, you are correct, Mecca.
Yay!
Are we sure it stopped? I thought it was like maybe in the next half hour he was supposed to finish it.
And I just saw the Mr. Rogers movie this weekend, so
how was that?
it was actually pretty good. It's not a Mr. Rogers biopic. I want to tell everybody up front.
Oh.
It's more about surrounding the interview that he gave to Esquire and the writer of that interview. So it's kind of more just like a little moment in time and how Fred Rogers operates. More so, it's not really that close to reality. There's a lot of stuff that's made up, but it's a decent movie overall. I do recommend the documentary instead if you're more interested in Mr. Rogers.
Is that the same documentary that's narrated by Michael Keaton?
I don't know if he narrated it or not, to be honest.
That special was on PBS a lot, and that's a really good one.
I think it was called Won't You Be My Neighbor? If that's what you're thinking of.
With Michael Keaton narrating it. That's pretty cool. I have to check that out. I lived in Pittsburgh for about 5 years, so he was
that makes sense.
God out there.
Is it any coincidence that Mr. Rogers dies and then 15 years later everybody's a dick? I don't think it is.
Oh my God, that is a good point. That is a valid point.
We got a super chat, Rob, from Michael Clark.
Ka-ching! Darling, I'm Michael Clark. What's up, guys? No, I didn't win team trivia. Second place. So
He didn't win.
We didn't
In
win.
honor of Mr. Rogers, I'm going to say, can you say vindicated, kids?
Now, boys and girls, we all love Star Wars, but some people are lying about how long it's taking to make a movie.
Do you know what a lie is?
A lie is when you don't tell the truth. And not telling the truth hurts people, especially fans who you count on to give them your hard-earned money.
That's not a bad Mr.
That
Rogers.
was beautiful. That was perfect.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You know, JJ, that's better than JJ Abrams pretending to be a director.
Do you, boys and girls, do you know what a witch is? A witch is an unscrupulous woman. Kathleen Kennedy is a witch. But I want you to take that W.
No. You
put
spelled
the
that
letter.
wrong.
I want you to take that W and put the letter B in its place.
Ain't that the truth? Oh,
Rob, can you please say this in your Kathleen Kennedy voice? What? Say what?
Also, we got a $2.
Oh, we got $2. So Rosetta Allen, thank you for dropping you support. Can't stay.
Rosetta.
Oh, Rosetta.
Hope you're okay.
She is a great artist. She drew a beautiful picture of you, Mecca.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She showed us the other night on a live stream. It was really well done. I was amazed. Beautiful.
Morality, why is Mr. Rogers sound like John Waters?
Can you say compulsive liar, children?
Can you say lying bastard? Can you say? Because this is not an edible. This is a jelly baby from Rocket Fizz.
Yup.
Jalapeno.
No thanks.
Strawberry.
So anyway,
so is Rob actually taking some precautions there? We're not going to get any Rob rants. We're just going to get. The whole universe can fit on your thumbnail.
I think we all just got to bring it down a bit.
I think I just heard my brain thinking.
I was like Lur when Lur ate a hippie. Whoa, that hippie's really kicking in.
So yeah, let's kick the news off here. Oh Lord. JJ got up on Good Morning America this morning.
Yes, he did.
Yes, Thomas JJ Abrams was on Good Morning America.
And not only did he share a stupid clip, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, he shared the information that they just finished shooting Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
What in the actual crap? No.
What? Okay. Can you say fuck you people?
Yeah.
Can you say fuck all y'all?
He pretty much said, like, last week, didn't he say, well, there's 100% done over here and 2% done over there, so I really can't give you a percentage, but we're really close. He's been dancing around the idea of them not being done. Why don't you just be honest? There's been a lot of movies that have finished right up to the week before. I mean, this guy all he does is lie. Palpatine has been in this the whole time, and it's just ridiculous, man. He's a mess. He's a fuckstick. Excuse me.
No reason to excuse yourself. But we do prefer you use the word twig instead of stick.
Yes. He is very tight. He's very tight. You probably can only get a twig up there.
Just one moment. Like Max Mercer wants me to say as KK, execute order 66.
She Katharine Hepburn? That is beautiful.
Something like that.
Oh,
good Lord.
I was stuck for a voice for Kathleen Kennedy. I just kept exaggerating, and I heard her speak, and it just came out as Katharine Hepburn.
I know, but it was perfect. It was perfect. I mean, no disrespect to her, the beautiful Katharine Hepburn, to melt her with KK, but KK has that neck for that like bobbing thing that Hepburn did, so it works out perfectly.
Now say it again, but this time, execute order 69. Like I said, for all the lies,
I don't get it.
For all the lies they've told, and for all the damage that's been done to this franchise and to Star Wars and to the fandom in general, I hope and God help me, I hate to wish this upon anybody. I hope her husband, Frank Marshall, is fucking a 25-year-old Swedish masseuse on the side.
Oh, well, that would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. It's about time. The poor man.
Assuming they got Viagra for that.
Oh.
Look, can you imagine coming home to that?
Yeah. What's the matter, Frank? I don't do anything for you anymore. You don't want this?
Or you do plenty, honey. You fill up my bank account and I'll go back and make some Star Wars movies.
I can't abide by that Ryan Johnson any longer. He's too...
Well, I done spent all my arachnophobia money, so you better figure it out.
Oh, shit.
That's the only movie he ever directed.
Oh, he directed that. Oh, my God.
He's produced almost all the same movies she has.
That's what I thought. Okay.
But the only movie that Frank Marshall ever directed, and only movie he ever directed, was Arachnophobia. So weird. And it's not a bad movie. It didn't flop. Or no, he didn't do that. He also I'm thinking of Congo. Congo he did. That's what it was.
With J-Lo?
Well, we got a $5 super chat.
Oh no, that was Anaconda. Sorry.
$5 super chat from Matt G. Kaching. Episode 9 special edition scheduled for 2030. Ray shot first and second, third, fourth, etc.
Oh, we're gonna get to that. We're definitely
Okay.
getting to
Well,
that.
first of all, let's
Oh.
talk about Tom, come bring us through this article because I don't have it in front of me here, and you do, or somebody.
You can.
Hold on. Let's bring it up here.
Which
But
one is it?
what have we been saying? And I said it this afternoon to Megan. Who are you going to trust, me or your lying eyes?
Oof. I don't know.
They
Tom.
just lie consistently. And
oh no, he did direct a few movies. I'm sorry, I apologize. He directed Arachnophobia. I was right about that. Alive and Congo, and 8 Below. And Congo and 8 Below were his last 2 movies, and they both were huge flops. That's all I know.
I know. And going back to Kathleen, I mean, Kathleen Kennedy has been lying ever since she sat down with George for that interview at that round table. Like, we're gonna respect your characters.
Yes, George, we will respect your characters.
She was like, I love how she was like, I was a player on my football team. I was a quarterback, No, she went to a special taping of Saturday Night Live because it was 2 years prior to it even starting. The woman is a habitual liar.
I said to Frank, there's no women operating the cameras.
Because that's the first thing people look for. Come on. The force is feminine.
Because it's 1974 and the cameras weigh 300 pounds. That's why.
Absolutely.
J.J. Abrams reveals Star Wars Rise of Skywalker script ended up on eBay, but that's not the best part, kids. Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker doesn't arrive in theaters until December 20th, but some savvy fans almost got a chance to find out the conclusion to the Skywalker saga early. Oh God. The leaks are with every little bit that trickles out, the leaks turn out to be true, more and more true.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody can find that script on Reddit or somewhere, please, we don't advocate doing illegal things, but if it just so happened to end up in our laps,
I'd be okay with that.
I'd be okay with that. Disney and Lucasfilm go through great lengths to keep anticipated movies shrouded in secrecy, but director J.J. Abrams revealed to Good Morning America Monday that a real script ended up on eBay. One of their actors, I won't say which one, want to, but I won't.
But I won't.
Oh, what a
left it under their bed, and it was found by someone who was cleaning their place.
Why does he sound like Pee Wee Herman?
They had it under their bed. I want to say their name, but I won't.
It was then given to someone else who sold it on eBay.
Get up! Here, we can actually hear it from his own fucking mouth.
Let's hear that.
And Star Wars, just yesterday.
It is a little. Is the movie done?
Just yesterday.
Yesterday.
Sweet vindication.
Applaud!
So now people have to see it.
5 days.
You were reshooting right up through October.
Well, don't say it like that.
Don't say it like that. You make Midnight's Edge and Doomcock right.
Well, we do.
Oh my God.
Something you think, you know what?
Just don't say it like that, George.
And if you have the ability to fix the data so much, part of it was it's an ending.
Sorry, I'm trying to skip through the frickin' footage here so I don't get it.
Tell us what we're going to see right here.
Oh, this is that fucking scene. We're gonna skip through this crap.
Tell us we're gonna see.
We gotta talk about the scene.
Well, George, we're gonna see more mystery box because I love a good mystery box, just like everybody else.
Okay, this is why.
There's a great part at the end of this.
Yes, they can fly because Boba Fett always flew. You dumb fucking moron.
Oh my God! What movie? Do you know what movie you are making?
Can I say something about this part? This is what I have to say about this
Please do.
here. I've seen people fighting left and right about the canon aspect of it, about the fact, obviously, that booster packs are no new thing. And didn't they have clone fucking troopers that had booster packs on them?
Yes.
Yeah, they did actually. You're absolutely right.
Okay, so
Nathan Drake hasn't seen it yet, so it's new to him. Not only that,
perfect.
Ray, you're just using the force on these. There's only like 2 dudes. It's 2 dudes. You can lift rocks and shit. You're the
Luke?
best ever.
Luke would have taken those guys down without his lightsaber. He would have found a
Well,
way.
she's got a blaster now because she can do that too. Because she's just the bestest at everything. She's Michael fucking Burnham.
Mikey Ray Burnham. Mikey Ray Burnham. $2 exploding printy at work. Ka-ching. shouldn't have let Bendis write this scene. He wrote this scene. Bendis wrote this scene. John Michael Bendis.
Bender wrote it. That makes
Bender
sense.
wrote it.
I
Wait a
am
minute, what?
Bender is great. Bender is great.
I just, you got to hear the last part. I believe this is the clip I saw. There might be another clip because he had 2 interviews, and he talks about, all that's okay. So play it and just listen to the last part where they go back to him and he's talking.
Whoa. Worldwide exclusive sneak peek. That is just a little bit of time. And then it goes right to end titles. So it's a very strange movie.
How much should everybody know about the end while you were filming?
Well, the actors.
Which
knew.
one?
I mean, it was the security is insane. I mean, the company they were really nervous about anything getting out, and so they had only a handful of scripts, and they were printed on crazy uncopyable paper, and it was one of our actors. I'm not going to say which one. I want to, but I won't.
What a jerk.
Under their bed, and it was found by someone who was cleaning their place, and it was given to someone else who then went to sell it on eBay. Wow. And someone at the company script, it looks like it's a legit script that's for sale on eBay. And
so you bought it.
And so and they got it back before it sold. So with all the security, you got to be careful of
we get a little bit of a taste. There's a preview or a trailer.
That uncopyable paper is called red. It's the color red. Because photocopiers can't, it just looks black. It obscures the text. If you print something on red paper, it will not, and you have black ink, it will.
Well, believe it or not, they actually have fancier paper now than the red stuff.
Oh, really?
They have a paper that's almost like, how the $100 bill has like that reflective shit on it?
Yeah.
Yep.
That you can only see in the light. Yeah, they've actually got paper like that now for some of these scripts.
Right. Some of them also, it's almost like a water.
Yeah.
It's like a watermark in it. When you go to copy it, it will come up with another lettering completely underneath, almost like some birth certificates.
Yeah,
now.
And I'm betting these are so freaking police that they even have the actor's name embedded in that. I've seen it.
Yeah, that's why he wants to say who it is.
Oh yeah.
Plus, it's probably Mark Hamill or somebody that he can just somebody who has been speaking out about it. Probably somebody like Mark Hamill, Anthony Daniels, yeah.
John Boyega. Hey, screw it. I'm not. I don't know. I have any loyalty to these people. Screw it. Here you go, guys.
It had to be somebody high up in the cast if it was a full script.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's one thing I will know, because one thing I know about most people who have bit parts in these movies, like Marvel or Star Wars, they only get bits and pieces of the script.
Yeah, they just get
that's what I was going to say. I thought he said it at the end of this interview, but he kind of gives it away because he says, I'm not going to tell you, but then he goes right into talking about how, Kerry Russell talked about how she only got a little bit of the script, only the part she was in. So, if it was a full script, it has to be one of the big so-called stars in this. And that would be Ray, Finn, Poe, one of those guys. So I'm shocked. He'll throw him under the bus. If the movie doesn't open the way they wanted to, he's going to throw him under the bus. You know it.
Well, let's play the rest of this here.
Automatically, hundreds of thousands of people on the internet are figuring everything out about the movie, or think they are.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's incredible how much, and I'm, of course, only grateful that people care enough to look into this stuff and want it, but it's amazing how much people read into the small details, and which is the key to doing a movie like this, which is that you want to make sure the details have meaning and matter, because you know that they're going to be scrutinized like crazy.
No question about it. Last year you posted, of course, that Instagram about Carrie Fisher, how it was bittersweet to be filming this final episode without her, but you did find an ingenious way to work her into the film.
Well, it was impossible for us to figure out how to tell the end of the Skywalker saga without Leia. She's such an important character, and Carrie, whom I loved, we needed to have her in the movie somehow, and we realized there were probably 5 or 6 scenes that we'd never used from The Force Awakens, and we went back and looked at the footage and realized we could tell the story. We could create scenes with her, but we did it in a really interesting way where we used her footage, and then everything we did in the scene was built around, written around, lit around what we had of her. And there's some scenes with her that are, I think, really moving. And
Plan on from Outer Space did that too.
Believe she's not here.
Bela Lugosi.
That movie's watchable.
And she's vital, and she's there, and she's funny in spirit. She's Leia in this movie. It's sort of surreal.
Well, we cannot wait to see it, JJ. Thanks for coming.
I can.
In a heartbeat, I can wait. Oh.
Well, tell me, we had all this footage, and I said, what if we put a grizzly bear in the shot with Carrie Fisher? And Gary Russell came along and said, that's a great idea, JJ. Just build another mystery box around the bear, just like you did with Lost.
I thought he was going to say it in that one too, and maybe it's another clip, because there's one where he's wearing a black suit. He just did recently. It might have been this weekend, where he does discuss how and I thought was going to say it there, that he hates doing endings. Like, he actually admits he sucks at it. Like, I think this movie is going to bomb, and he is preparing everyone so that he doesn't get tarnished.
And look at the review embargoes now. It's like right up to the last wire, right? You can't even talk about it on social media until what, the 19th?
12:01 a.m. December 18th. From what I've heard, there's going to be they've sent out invitations. I saw. I'm not going to mention the name of where I saw the information from, but there's been special passes to a special screening on December 17th of this movie. You cannot talk about it you cannot review it until midnight the next day, and you cannot talk about it on social media until 12:01 a.m. December 18th.
What are they going to talk about it on social media?
They're probably going to copyright you or make you delete it, but they're probably going to do something.
Who dares to post this about my movie? This is a work of genius. Please, I have an embargo. You will not upset the queen bitch around here.
Is it Captain April says it's the Entertainment Weekly interview.
When does it come out? Okay. When does it come out? The 21st or the
20th?
The 20th. But yet it comes out a week ahead of time in Japan. So we're not going to hear about any of that. I mean, come on.
I thought it was worldwide on the 20th.
No, we
heard about this. Yeah, it actually is coming out a week earlier, but I have a feeling they're going to just release it in Japanese only, so they won't have to worry too much about too much piracy.
The 19th on Australia. Well, they're a day ahead of us, though.
Yeah, but they said what I read earlier today was Japan's a full week ahead.
Wouldn't it be funny if this whole fucking movie leaked online before?
Fantastic.
Well, you know what?
People should see it. Go to.
Oh, you guys are looking for the interview.
Yeah, I looked at it. I think I found it. It's the JJ, if you want to play it.
Oh God.
The Entertainment.
That is okay. Entertainment Weekly. Yes, that was the one.
That seems like it. It was that the script leaked and he's in a black suit. There you go.
Yes.
You know, let me tell you, this is their legacy. This is their legacy.
Yep.
They are going to go down as the people who foobarred Star Wars.
And they don't even see it. They're going down with the ship. They're fighting.
Wildly satisfying and gratifying experience. And the cast and the crew brought a kind of commitment to this that I actually hadn't quite seen ever before.
Weekly.
Not just a movie that needs to stand on its own or the end of 3 movies, it's the end of 9 movies. So it means that we had to look at not just what Ryan did, we had to look at what was done in the prequels, we had to look at what was done in the original 4, 5, and 6, and of course with 7 and 8. So it was a lot of conversations, and we were taking all.
God, you think that's how a sequel works, huh?
Ba-boom.
Emphasizing and saying, what is the true resolution of this saga? What feels right? And so if someone's watching these movies, all 9 of them, they're watching a story that is as cohesive as possible. And that this is to say that while there were many things that were planned and discussed and hoped for, that doesn't mean that there isn't discovery. It doesn't mean that there aren't things that come up that make you realize, oh, here's an opportunity. It also doesn't mean that there's a list of payoffs that we have to do because of setups. But we also were very much aware.
There it goes.
Of the trilogy, and it needs to satisfy. And endings were the thing that frankly scare me the most. So going into this thing, knowing this had to be an ending, and we're not screwing around. So
I mean, right there, he tells you, first off, he can't do an ending. We've seen Lost. We've seen, Star Trek. We've seen a lot of other things that he has done that are just terrible. But what kills me is that he right there tells you that they're not really worried about those earlier movies. He's really saying we're taking bits and pieces. I'm stealing from every movie and just trying to make one super movie out of it. And I'm going to, like I told the guys the other night, he's like the guy from Spinal Tap that wants the amp to go to 11. You know, like if he ramps it up to 11, it's going to kick ass.
Yeah.
It goes to 11, 11, 11, 11.
Why don't you have 10 be louder and then 10 be the loudest?
Exactly. But
these go to 11.
It needs to go to 11.
Well, I mean, look at him. Look at what they did. He's got, the ship rising up out of the water, just like the Enterprise in his stupid Star Trek movie.
I was gonna say, that's all he ever does is rip shit off.
I mean, it's so bad he's ripping himself off now.
Oh yeah,
like that's how bad it's gotten.
And I guarantee. Well, super chats. Adam Wall for $5. Hey guys, I was told if Star Trek Picard fails, CBS All Access will be moved into Paramount a streaming app. People at the office are pissed at you.
Where'd you hear that?
We've done our job then. We've done our job.
Yeah, I wonder where you heard that from. Well, I've been noticing, and we brought this up on a few shows ago, about how Paramount and Viacom and all the other stuff are making a lot of deals with Netflix. A lot of deals with Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be
Disney stuff. I mean, Disney right now is trying to control a monopoly. I don't understand why they're allowed to do it, but they are. And my family thought it'd be nice. My wife and my kids thought it'd be nice to surprise me with Disney Plus. I guess they don't hear me ranting down in the basement as much as I thought.
How do you see it as a monopoly, though, just out of curiosity?
What's that?
How do you see it as a monopoly, out of curiosity?
Well, they're buying up everything they can. I mean, they were even in talks to buying up, was it Apple? Apple's streaming service, their TV section. I can't even remember exactly what it was, but they want to buy up everything they can. They want to corner the market on the movie industry. I truly believe that. And
you should worry a little bit more about Warner Brothers then. Most people, they're quiet about it, but even Comcast is bigger than Disney. Comcast and AT&T are both bigger than Disney. So Universal and Warner Brothers are technically both bigger. But I get what you're saying. I mean, as far as like, what I don't like is them taking all these brands and trying to change them now when that wasn't the initial plan with Bob Iger. You know, he was like, you buy a machine that works, you let the machine do its job. You know, and then, you start sticking your nose in, and that's when shit goes wrong. So as far as the CBS All Access thing, it'd be very interesting to see what kind of deals come about with Paramount and Netflix going forward, and considering the relationship between Star Trek and Netflix. That'll be an interesting situation.
It would.
But don't you know, Thomas, that machine was built with toxic masculinity. I'm about destroying the patriarchy.
We got another one.
See, I wrote these movies for boys, and girls like them.
Oh yeah. Hold on. We got a couple. Yeah, Rosetta Allen, $2 super chat. Yesterday confirmed my fandom loyalty staying amazing. Who you call it? Glenn Saunders actually in the chat points out the Palpatine thing is a ripoff of Nero waiting over a decade to strike in Star Trek 2009. 25 years, actually 25 years. Yeah. And $2 for Rosetta Allen, Kaching, Duck Fisney, and Modern Non-Star Trek too. Should we call it Mikey Trek?
Mikey Trek.
Trek and Kurtzman Trek.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully Rosetta gets better soon. She sent me some personal messages to tell me what's going on. Of course, I'm not going to share that with everybody, but she got some shit on the internet though yesterday. Unfortunately, I wasn't around to help her out.
Yeah, we've been offline most of this weekend, so
yeah,
I missed that. People
sleep that I had to catch up on.
Execute order. This goes to 11.
Perfect.
This one goes to 11.
But there's the other thing too is now KK is trying to take credit for Baby Yoda.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
It's ridiculous.
Well, do you want to finish this interview? There's like 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
So this was about bringing this thing to a close in a way that was as emotional and as meaningful and also as satisfying in terms of actually being something that can answer questions as possible.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
One. Shooting at Pinewood
Big
Studio is
dumb.
an incredible thing, but you can't deny what it is to, shoot in a place like Jordan. What's crazy about it is you're there. The more you can do that's real, the more you can shoot on location with physical droids or live creatures, being puppeteered. It's unbelievable what it does for the actors. It's amazing what it does on camera. So shooting in Jordan was like, it felt like we were in Star Wars. Like it really, when there was a blue screen popped up here or there because it's something we were going to add, for the most part, you were shooting something that was breathtaking.
Blah, 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 blah.
Tell the story.
The Amazing Wonder Ray.
The idea of casting her was something that we would never think of. A digital gun, I suppose, was just never something that. And saying that she had passed away, where it felt like a real problem. And then I remember that we had these scenes that we hadn't used. It was like finding a question. While it wasn't immediately apparent exactly how we'd use everything, what suddenly became clear were these scenes that I had bemoaned cutting because I hate the idea of shooting a scene and wasting anyone's time on set and then not using it. But the truth is,
hold on. He hates the idea of shooting a scene and wasting everybody's time. That's all he's done so far.
This whole movie. This whole movie's been
his whole career.
We keep saying, tell me, what is this trilogy about? Somebody tell me what the point of this trilogy is.
Money.
I mean, you guys will get the answer. Look at the trailers. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot they don't tell you shit.
Ray has a blaster now.
Stormtroopers. What was that, Mac?
Stormtroopers can fly, and Ray has a blaster now.
Well, don't forget that's the deadbeat dad Han Solo's gun. That's what it looks like. The one he handed her.
God.
So
$1.99 Scrabble. I wonder what franchise JJ will ruin next. Well, they're gonna want him to do Green Lantern.
Green Lantern and Superman.
Lantern Corps. Oh my god.
$2. Adam Orfer. They're so mad. At least 2 chairs have been broken.
Oh Jesus! Who told you this though, Adam? That's what I want to know. You can DM it to me. You don't have to say it in the chat. I don't want to out the person or anything.
Well, Kathleen Kennedy is taking the credit again, and if this movie flops, she's going to throw JJ under the bus.
That gave me the 2009 movie before it came out. He works for the company and made the trailer. Most trailers. He really outed his ass.
Wow, I know. Let's throw that right out there.
Oops. Thank you, Tom and Mecca. Amazing at 50K.
Hey, what about me? What am I? Chopped liver?
Yes.
I just like everyone to know I hit 300. No, not 300,000. 300 subs. Thanks.
Let's get him over 500 tonight, folks. We got 200 people watching. There's over 200 people watching. I'm hoping that you guys head on over there and give him a subscribe. The Sporking News Podcast.
Yeah, yes. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. I just love being able to talk about this stuff with you guys and just rant. We had I wish I could find that photo. I've been looking for it. There's a photo of George Lucas visiting the Mandalorian set, and it's George, Dave, and John all sitting in the front row.
No, I have it.
You have it? I love that photo. That
just tells me you haven't watched the Night's Edge videos.
I'm telling you, man, it tells the story. It tells the story. These 3 men look so intent on what they're working on, and then you have Kathleen Kennedy sitting right behind him, like looking perturbed that she's even there. But yet,
she's in the dark.
Oh yeah. But then in the interview, she says, George came down to visit us on the Mandalorian. Us. She's trying to jump on their coattails because she knows she looks like shit because of these movies.
Yeah. There she is. There she is. Oh, I can't believe I'm sitting behind these toxic males. Why am I not in the director's chair?
I have a penis too.
Okay, ready? There you go. Sporking News. Subscribed.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah. That's awesome. Look at that. I've already jumped up like 10. You guys rock. Thank you so much.
Nice.
All right. So, by the way, it's so useful, this thing, when you travel.
Isn't it?
Cyborg.
Yeah, welcome to like 10 years ago.
Welcome.
Right? I was going to say that. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, well, there was a funny thing I seen online today. Speaking of The Last Jedi. My local theater is a real small 1-screen theater, and so they'll generally get a movie and they'll show it for like a couple weeks. And they were taking a poll whether or not whether they should get Jumanji 2 or Star Wars. At my last look, roughly 100 people had voted, and it was almost 2-1 for Jumanji.
Oh my!
And you know why they're taking a poll? Probably because with Star Wars, they make it so that you have to run it for an entire month, or else you have to hand over a higher penalty of the take.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do a video on this. Yeah,
this is very true, possibly, and they probably got burnt on The Last Jedi, and that's probably why they're doing it. But like I brought up,
we have a video we're working on.
The people that are doing this, you have to remember, where I live is podunk nowhere. So these are the normies, folks. These are the normies.
Yeah, that was the whole point, is that like these little tiny theaters are going to be like, no, I'm not even going to show the Star Wars movie because you're going to screw me out of the entire rest of the month. So it's like, okay, I either have to commit to the entire month of Star Wars, or I have to just not show it at all.
Is that an industry?
No, that's a Disney bullying tactic.
I've never heard of that.
Actually, let's be clear. This actually started with George Lucas on the prequels, and I think
Empire. No, George.
No, he just wanted it in better sound, or
he just wanted digital projectors in all the theaters.
That was for Attack of the Clones, but for when Phantom Menace came out, theaters had to, and this is the honest to God truth, because I remember talking to the theater owner at the time. They had to commit to 12 weeks.
Okay.
And they had to give over 90% of the income on the first weekend.
Oh, I do remember that.
Where they kept doing that afterwards, and it wasn't just George, it was everybody. They started doing the big movies on the first weekend. So like, well, shit, if they can get away with that on Star Wars, we'll do that with everything else. And they started doing that. And so like, yeah, but George made you commit to X amount of, I think the last time he couldn't do it for the Revenge of the Sith, because of the Attack of the Clones and how bad that kind of turned out. Even though it was a hit, it didn't make nearly as much money as they were hoping. So I think a lot of people got burnt on that. But so I remember the Revenge of the Sith wasn't as big of a deal, but that one played also.
Going back to that picture of Kathleen Kennedy sitting behind Cowboy Dave Filoni, George, and Jon Favreau, do you think she's they're just saying, they're saying to each other, yeah, just ignore her. Maybe she'll go away. Make sure you follow. Make sure you have the strongest female character. And we set expectations, and the Mandalorian takes off his helmet. It's a woman. Yeah. Go, Kathy, go away.
Kathy, you know it. She's screaming out. She's just screaming out little cues. Shouldn't the baby Yoda be female? You're absolutely right. Everyone's just ignoring her. And you got that one guy in the back corner with his arms crossed, looking daggers on her. Like, I just want to tackle. He wants to tackle her.
She's probably back there going, I produced Jurassic Park.
he's probably Phantom Menace, like on Undercover One of Us.
Yeah.
I
don't know who that guy is.
Let me tell you. Gary from Nerdrotic said they know who we are.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know they know who we are. I know they watch me.
They have to.
And the old saying is, a picture speaks 1,000 words. Here's KK in the dark.
Yeah.
Look at a metaphor.
Freaking swivel metaphor. That swivel neck bitch.
Exactly. Look at that leather neck. I call her leather neck. Look at
someone tell me that's not a Coke nose if I've ever seen one.
Oh, anyway. She was that big.
In the 80s.
I was just about to say that. She was running around night and day, sweating.
I remember getting coffee for Steven Spielberg. That's how I got my start,
Coffee and fellatio.
Rosetta Allen, $2. Thank you. One more. No Star Wars tickets. My money goes to you guys. Thank you. Well, you know what? You want to support? Actually, go see Ford versus Ferrari again. I still haven't got to see it, but I'd be willing to support that movie over this.
I heard it was really good. I haven't seen it either.
I'm planning on seeing it this week, I think. Weather depending, or maybe I'll go see it tomorrow. I probably have to work. I'm sure we got a video coming. But anyhow, so this is just Crazy insaneness here. What else did we have to talk about Star Wars? I know there was a few things. We talked about JJ and we talked about the clip.
I said Kathleen Kennedy's taking credit for Baby Yoda. You know, fuck her.
How? When fucking Filoni, not Filoni, Favreau's the one who's the sole writer on this, and he brought it to them.
Sole writer. No one else has.
Yeah.
No one else has any writing credit on that.
Yeah.
It was his idea, and she knows she's going down with the ship. This trilogy has destroyed her reputation, her career. She went big SJW. She went for it. You know, the Force is female. She went for it, and she failed. And now she's trying to grab onto anybody's coattails she can to protect herself. And I don't think, I think she's out. I think she's on her way out. They won't fire the first female head of Lucasfilm that George picked himself.
I don't know if they can.
No, they can't. Their contract, I just don't see it. But I see that almost like, you know, an old quarterback. You just kind of let the contract, you know, run out and let them go on, mosey on the way.
But one of my things is, do you think that? Oh, geez, now I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Hold on a second. Bush and yeah. Guys, if you go to Rise of Skywalker, pretend it's Buckaroo Banzai 2.
Also, Mecca, check your PO box next week. I will. Hopefully, I can get to it. We're getting a
If
blizzard.
a severed head, I'm going to be very upset. No, I'm just kidding.
But every bad decision can be traced back to Kathleen Kennedy with this. Every single one.
And I
I
respect Robert Meyer Burnett, and I don't know if you guys saw that episode because you guys were.
Yes, I did. I saw it.
Where Annie Trecker and him went nose to nose for a while, a good half hour, almost 45 minutes about this. And I stayed out of it because otherwise it'd have been two ganging up on one. But in this instance, this is one of the few times I'd have to say that Robert Meyer Burnett just didn't have the, what do I want to say, the facts to back him up.
The moral high ground or whatever it is.
Yeah, because I mean, it doesn't matter whether or not Rob knows more about the industry or not. It's just pure and simple fact that Kathleen Kennedy is not a creative producer. And not only that, he just would not succeed to the fact that this woman has had her career handed to her on a silver platter. I mean, there is no other way you can say it. And there's no other probably producer in Hollywood that I could think of offhand other than maybe John Peters, who's had it this easy getting into the industry. And that was because John Peters started as fucking Barbara Streisand's hair guy and then ended up fucking her and marrying her. So if that tells you anything. So, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's a simple fact, folks. I don't care who you are. Rob says it best all the time. If you're on the same team as Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan and all those guys, you're going to be winning all the fucking awards all the time and all the big games, you know, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
You know, if your main fucking revenue is Steven Spielberg and you're producing a Steven Spielberg movie, and you call the city of whatever, Chicago, and say, can I shut down such and such road? It ain't going to be, but, oh, yes, Miss Kennedy. Right away, Miss Kennedy.
Right.
But now try and be Kevin Smith's fucking producer and get a road shut down.
There you go.
Alex said, man, Rob is aging terribly. Yeah, you got that right. I mean, I grayed when I was 17, okay?
I would say I was bald since I was 17. I've been gray now for
like I said though, like it's easy to win. It's easy to win a championship when you're coaching Michael Jordan. It really is.
That's a perfect way of putting it, man. That is a perfect way of putting it. She literally was given layups after layups after layups for the last 20 years, and I believe she really believed the bullshit of her own, you know, story. She believed she was ready to take this over. She could have took it over and just kept producing and kept quiet and got creative people, but no. She wanted to be the face of Lucasfilm. She wanted to change the direction. She lied to George outright. And that's right then and there. You just can't forgive somebody like that.
Right. That's the worst part is like, if you weren't going to actually stick up for the guy and do what he hired you to do, because I can't imagine that George didn't take her side and go, look, I just want you to do two things for me. Just take care of my franchise and respect, you know, what I've done here, and, you know, don't take it for granted, blah, 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 that kind of thing.
Right.
So she stabs him right in the back and does exactly what he was afraid was going to happen.
I mean,
one of the things I want to say, I would say, Kathleen Kennedy, Robert Meyer Burnett said, "Oh well, regardless if you like her personally, it's not friends, it's not show friends, it's show business, and she has had so much success that we have to show her some respect." And my answer to that is, why? She has told me, I don't want you as a fan. We do not feel the need to cater to male fans.
Yep.
Why should I respect her?
Right. And she
fuck
never,
yourself, lady.
She allowed all the people, because she is the head of that company, and she allowed Ruin Johnson to talk crap about us. She allowed all those other people on social media to batter us. And now we're supposed to just be like, oh, okay, let's forgive her. No, I don't feel sorry for her. I hope her career goes down in bombs and she has to be a secretary somewhere or something.
And don't get me wrong, I love Robert Meyer Burnett as much as any straight man can love another man. Okay? I've said that a million times, and I mean it, because he's done more for us than I can ever ask for, and he's nothing but a genuine human being, and he's never been anything but respectful and everything else you could think of, friendly, and always comes through when he, when he doesn't even have to. So I can't say anything nicer about the guy than I already have, but I still I don't understand how he's so blind to the simple fact that the two are not mutually exclusive. Just because he's been producing for Steven Spielberg for 40 years does not necessarily mean she's the greatest.
No.
That's like saying I produced for Scorsese or something like that. I mean, you don't, if you have enough money and you can get involved that way, it's handed to you. You're not making any decisions.
Right. It's not like any
decisions
movie that she started on either. No, her first producerial role was on E.T. He was pretty well established by then.
Oh,
the world knew who Steven fucking Spielberg was. I mean, he'd already made Jaws and Close Encounters and shit like that. So people knew who he was.
You're wrong, Thomas. It was all because of me. It was me all along.
And I really think she kind of more felt, what's sad is for Spielberg, I think she filled a role more so that, oh gosh, I forgot her name now. But she edited Jaws, and she was kind of like a godmother to Spielberg. Verna Fields. And that's the thing. She was his editor, and she was kind of like that, motherly role to him. And when she passed away, that hit him pretty hard. So I'm sure that she kept, Kathy around because she had that same kind of, maybe she is a very sweet, nice person. She's got to be a sweet talker in real life, I'm imagining.
Everybody likes her. Everybody in Hollywood that we've talked to likes her personally and is rooting for her. So.
Everybody also likes Alex Kurtzman in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Kurtzman. That's another animal altogether. But again, I was rooting for her when she first took the role. I mean, I really didn't have anything against her until after The Last Jedi, and I started to see the cracks started to show, and started to learn when we started to learn more and more about what happened behind the scenes on Rogue One. And then we had the mess with Solo. So things started, and sooner or later you just, it's, just like in politics, they say, follow the money. Well, in Hollywood, it's follow the power. You want to know where
shit at it.
What's that?
Yeah. The longer you're shit at your job, the more people are going to know.
Yeah. Well, no, in Hollywood, you just fail upward. You need one success and just keep failing upward. One of the things too. Yeah. Joe Johnston. Yeah. There's a guy I keep saying it's absolutely criminal he wasn't directing a Star Wars movie. Absolutely criminal.
And one day we will do a video on the whole fiasco about that. Trust me, it's one of those things that always gets pushed on the back burner. So,
but what was the other thing I was going to say? I was going to say something about, like I said, she might have been like the sister that Spielberg needed, but at the same, like, now, but here's the other thing too. What happens? What about this Michelle Rejwan?
Yeah, where'd she go?
Remember her? She was supposed to be the consultant story.
She's still here.
Yeah,
she's not seeming to go anywhere.
She's probably cinchy no-show job for her now.
Well, she's got two of the best in the industry to work with her. But anyway, Tiberius Monk 84 sent us $5. Thank you so much, good sir.
I'm excited for episode 9. Only to see Kennedy can pull off the impossible. Next month we will see the rise of Skywalker or the fall of Kennedy. But the thing is, like I said, Michelle Rejwan, and listen, we've been beating the Star Wars thing for the last 50 minutes.
Yeah, we got other stuff to talk about. We're gonna move
But Michelle Rodriguez just looks like another stand-in for herself.
Kind
That's
of.
all
Yeah.
it is. That's all she looks like. She's another J.J. Abrams disciple, and she just looks like a younger version of Kathleen Kennedy. And nowhere in the announcement of her getting the job did I see the word fan.
Well, that's her right there in the picture, but I doubt that's her X-wing.
She took the same She took 2 pictures holding the same freaking X-wing.
That's not her fault. It's just because she's not well known. But okay, she fills the quota. We don't know much about her. I don't have anything against her because I don't know her. But now she's working with these 2 guys. Okay. And here's what's interesting about her when she was brought in that I said back then. And this goes to some of the people who commented in our last video on the main channel from this morning where they said, oh, you guys said a year ago she was out. It's like, you guys don't stop to think about how long stuff really takes in Hollywood, do you? It was pretty much the writing on the wall when this chick got moved in, because that fills the quota to where they can get rid of her without it looking bad because they don't have a woman in her place. And then you got these 2 guys who are actually doing the fucking footwork because they know Star Wars.
And they can be the ones to say, when Michelle says, I think we need to do this. Yeah, shut up, Michelle. Yeah, go me some coffee.
Exactly. Just take the figurehead role and shut the hell up. Let us rebuild what you guys destroyed. And
that's what the next regime is. You're looking at it right there.
It has to be. The
Rise of Skywalker is a holdover, folks. It's going to be the last Star Wars thing that I believe Kathleen Kennedy will have anything to really do with.
You're right, Thomas, because I am going to ruin Indiana Jones next.
And I'm just glad John is involved, because if Feige comes over, I really think Feige would screw the whole thing up also. He's on a mission to destroy Marvel as it is. So I don't agree with the direction they've gone the last few minutes.
We don't see eye to eye on that, but I think Iger deserves a lot of the credit for the way the Marvel universe is going. And I think
you really think that?
Yeah, because I read his fucking book, and he took all the credit in the world he could for Black Panther and Captain Marvel.
Oh, I don't doubt
all the credit in the world, and that's what got Ike Perlmutter out.
Okay, yeah, you got a point there.
Look at fucking Endgame. I believe there was 2 different cuts of Endgame. And I think we got the less Captain Marvel.
Well, now they're saying that we got the more that they added her last minute was the last thing I heard.
Bullshit. She said she shot her shit for that before she shot Captain Marvel. We've got the footage somewhere of her saying that shit.
Absolutely.
You're full of shit.
I mean, the end of Captain Marvel set her up for that movie, and she was barely in it. So,
no, if they did shoot anything, then that just reinforces what we said, and that means they shot her on the shit they shot so they could shoot her out.
Exactly. She's a horrible human being.
She is hardly in that fucking movie.
Thank God for that. But yet she is going to be up for an Oscar, so they want her to be considered.
She already has one. What? So she can put it in her ass while she fucks herself with the other one?
Well, they put her up for consideration for an Oscar. They actually for that movie. Like, how does that even happen? She was barely in it, and they added her name to the list.
She didn't even have any acting stretches. She just shows up and is like, hi, I'm here and I'm bitchy, and that's it.
Slithering Peanuts says Feige's been using all the modern trash in comics. He turned Spider-Man into a white Miles Morales for Homecoming. I was in a Walmart yesterday, and the reason why you have to have Peter Parker is because nobody gives a shit about Miles Morales. I hate saying that.
No, you're right.
Fans, nobody gives a flying fuck about Miles Morales. Look at all the Peter Parker Spider-Man shit on shelves.
Yep.
That's why we didn't like fucking Spider-Curse, because they went and made Miles Morales more like Peter Parker.
Yes.
And they reinforced what we've been saying all along is nobody will go see a Spider-Man movie that Peter Parker's not in. So they had to have him in here. Otherwise, why would you have him in there?
I mean, even what they did to Spider-Man's always been my favorite. And even what they did to him in the Marvel universe, making him a fanboy and making him Spider-Boy. And it's the truth. He never needed anyone else. He joined with other groups. He had other people help him. But in this, it was like, if he doesn't have a father figure, almost, he falls apart. And I just can't stand what they did to him. But Miles, you're absolutely right. They made Miles in that cartoon a little bit more like Peter Parker should be, with a little bit smoother, a little smoother. And then they made Peter Parker look like a dirtbag, like just a bum.
And people get pissed at me when I point out that listen, this version of Peter Parker, the fat 40-year-old burger eating Peter Parker, is a stand-in for the fans.
It's me.
Yeah.
I mean, literally,
you're
it's
projecting. Me. Oh, you're projecting. You're projecting. I'm like, what am I missing? Tell me.
You're not that creative. You're kind of blatant because you're not that intelligent.
I don't understand. I don't understand the blind eye people are turning to Spider-Verse other than, yes, Peter Parker does get a payoff at the end. That's the difference between The Last Jedi and Luke Skywalker and Peter Parker in this. And
it's the same reason why they want Idris Elba to be in everything, because they subconsciously, none of us wants to look ist. So if you support something that you really have no other reason, like no other argument for, because you might be a casual normie fan or you might be whatever, then you're going to say, yes, you're all for it, or else you're going to be accused of being an ist on the internet.
Right. Well, you're the first person I actually respect when they say they don't like Spider-Boy. And yet they understand the problems with Spider-Curse. Because if you're going to sit there and tell me you got a problem with Iron Spider, but yet you don't have a problem with Aunt fucking May having a bat cave under her house, then we have nothing to discuss. Okay? I'm sorry, folks. And I know there's a lot of people who are disagreeing, and we're probably getting a lot of downvotes right now, but that's the way I feel on the subject.
Sorry. How can you disagree with that? It's ridiculous. It is don't even get it started. Don't even get it started. It's fucking ridiculous.
Just even from a narrative standpoint,
exactly.
Into the Spider-Verse is terrible. I mean, everything relies on a series of circumstances and happenstance in order to advance the plot. It just so happens that Gwen Stacy went through the wormhole 3 weeks earlier, and it just so happens that she went to the right high school, and it just so happens that Miles Morales has got these powers, and it just so happens that Peter Parker came through the wormhole, and it just so happens that they all met at the same place. I'm like,
right, and it just so happens the other Peter Parker, the good one, the one that everyone valued, died. You know what I mean? Like, they killed off the one that was the appropriate Peter Parker, the man, the guy who gave his life to protect him.
Blonde hair, blue-eyed,
they put him right, and then they replaced him with the dark-haired, dark-eyed, fat piece of shit. That is me.
That was, and people get pissed off when I say this. That was Phil Lord saying, who wrote the movie. That was Phil Lord saying, "Look, the traditional hero archetype is dead, and we killed it, and we're replacing it with diversity."
I literally thought about when I first saw the first episode of or first or second episode of The Boys, and oh god, I'm forgetting about the guy's name now, but the lunatic, the crazy. You guys seen The Boys?
No, I haven't yet. I want to.
We'll talk about it another time then. But it really does put a twist on the superhero. It goes kind of what Watchmen I wish kind of did. But it shows you, like, it takes like your all-American looking, superhero, the white male, the blonde hair, the blue eyes, it makes him a psychopath. So like you can attack the white male, you could attack men in general now, and it's okay. We are the only group that you're allowed to just all out attack. I mean, for Brie Larson to say that out loud, I mean, she looked a little up at that, that press or whatever award show, but she was willing to say, I don't make movies for 43-year-old guys in their basements. She took that to the next level. And that's because everyone in that bubble of Hollywood talk about it. And it's something that's accepted, that fanboy white males are just not worth it. And what they're finding out now is we are the ones who buy all the stuff, and my kids aren't getting into Star Wars because of how they treated me. It makes me sick.
Well, not only that, they've got way too much stuff taking their attention. I mean, my kid,
so fashion. It's like our generation getting into Bond movies and stuff. I mean, it's just a little. You're not going to have every kid getting into something from before their time.
Well, and my kid's a very, very casual film fan. I mean, here's the thing: you wouldn't know he's my kid because other than we look alike, because he's totally into like the opposite stuff I'm into. But he did watch the first Star Wars movie and he enjoyed it, and then he watched Empire, and I don't remember if he watched Jedi or not. But then I ended up getting one too many tickets for The Force Awakens because a friend of mine dropped out And I wasn't able to find anybody to fill in, and he just kept begging me to let him go. I'm like, all right, fine. I thought, I guess, because at first I didn't take him seriously, and he kept begging me, so I did. But 15, 20 minutes into the movie, he was begging me for quarters to go out in the arcade.
Oh.
So I don't know if that speaks to The Force Awakens or what.
Yeah, it does.
He's a very, very casual film fan, and he's only sat through a few movies. Unless it's about cars, he don't want to watch it.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, speaking of cars, like you said, I turned Brie Larson's words back on all those types. He goes, remember when those couple of pieces about Ford versus Ferrari came out about toxic masculinity? I don't need to hear what some 24-year-old white girl's opinion on Ford versus Ferrari was. It wasn't made for you.
Well,
you go, brother. You go.
And let me tell you something. This one broad, and I will call her broad, who wrote one of those think pieces, said, there needs to be more women involved in the auto industry. The woman she named as CEO of GM, she canceled the UAW's health insurance 3 weeks into the strike. So don't give me this bullshit.
Absolutely.
You made Rob mad.
He's loud.
I love it.
Really
Feed into it, Rob.
You made all the cops thinking he's yelling at you or some shit.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. So let's speaking of calling the cops, that's a perfect fucking segue. Let's get out of Star Wars. Let's shake that off. Let's let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go up the goddamn ass.
Who the fuck brings a machete to a theater? I want to know. I really want to know. I've seen the picture of the kid who had it. And it's like a little fucking kid who had this fucking machete. The machete's bigger than the kid. I'm not going to show the picture again because I don't want to get in trouble or nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Little asshole kid goes and brings a fucking machete to a movie that's not even playing anymore. And no, I don't want to hear any boulder pushing assholes people yelling at us, oh, you're not reporting it right. No. I'm reporting it and reacting to it because I'm not a reporter. I'm not a news channel. I react.
Well, yeah, here's the breakdown. There is a movie, I can't remember the name of it, but it's about a gang, okay? And I guess there's a gang problem over there right now. I don't know the whole logistics of it. From what I've been told by certain people, it basically has to do with like immigration and
where is this, France?
France? No, this is in Birmingham.
It's in the UK. It's in Bristol.
Birmingham. Oh, it's huge.
Bristol or Birmingham?
What I could say about that is there has been an influx of refugees and a lot of Middle Eastern people moving into parts of England, and there has been a lot of gang violence between those people coming in and the kids that have been there. That happens with any culture that moves into an area. I'm not saying it's because they're, from the Middle East or anything. I'm just saying that there has been an uprise in gang violence in England. And a lot of it is attributed to these refugees and people from the Middle East and, Syria and things of that. At least that's what they report.
Right. Well, anyway, bottom line is there was this movie that was out. It got pulled from theaters. And we hate to make fun of this, but we're from America and we see this as hilarious. I'm sorry. Because, when we see a tragedy every other day, something like this makes you laugh when nobody gets hurt. But when people, especially in the media, were going apeshit crazy a month ago.
Over the Joker. Mm-hmm.
Over the Joker a month and a half ago, going, white incels are going to shoot up theaters. And you've got a 12, 13-year-old girl getting arrested outside of a Frozen 2 screening because somebody brought a fucking machete and there was a knife fight. That's pretty fucking funny, guys.
It is. It pisses me off that they have the nerve.
Isn't it ironic?
Don't you think?
You got the nerve to bitch about Joker. You got the nerve to destroy YouTube over these asshole kids. And look at these assholes you're protecting. Sorry, I'm not a kid fan.
And Slithering Peanut says the only thing that bothers me is only 5 were arrested because I guess there was at least 100 people involved altogether in this brawl. I seen the video. First of all, these kids don't know how to fight.
Oh, of course not.
If they came to America, they'd have their ass handed to them.
They fight like this.
Yeah.
I've seen better fights in a Chick-fil-A.
What's better fights than a Popeyes, man? Have you seen those?
That's why I was making the joke because Popeyes got the real fight. You get killed at Popeyes.
What's the deal with that? It's a chicken sandwich.
You get your ass kicked over it. That's what's the deal with it.
What happened?
That must be one good ass chicken sandwich.
Oof. Now, so you're saying there was I haven't seen the video of this one. There was 100 kids involved in this
Supposedly,
melee?
what I saw, there was about a half a dozen or better actually in the brawl itself.
But
there was like two girls, one girl grabbed the other by the hair, and I'm not going to show it.
Right.
Disneyland.
Throw down at Toontown.
Yeah, there you go. Throw down at Toontown Part 2, Rob. Maybe if you can blur out the faces, because the problem with this is the kids are minors or whatever. Yeah, one girl dragging one girl by the hair, and then you got a bunch of big guys pulling each other off of the other, and then there was the one pictures that surfaced of the one kid with the machete, and it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. First of all, where the fuck did they get a machete? Did you just stop at Home Depot and get a machete over there?
Oh, yeah, you can.
Most hardware places sell machetes.
I mean, it's for clearing.
And who's going to sell a machete to a 12-year-old kid?
Okay, that's a different story. That's a different story.
He probably stole it from his dad or something like that. We'll probably go with that, but still.
Well, it's that like late night guy is like, they bought the machete, a pack of cigarettes, and a 6-pack because someone let him through with everything. I mean, or
kid
they
looked like he was 24 to me.
What kills me is that the media. See, I didn't hear anything about this, and I tried to keep up somewhat on the media, but the media, they put that idea out about the Joker. They fed into wanting something to happen, and then nothing happened. And it is just, it's the universe giving us one. And I love you, universe, for this. When it happens outside of a Frozen, movie theater, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Couldn't happen to a more deserving movie.
It really couldn't. It really couldn't. I have 2 little girls. I have watched Frozen 700,000 times. I want to have a machete put through my head. So I can understand why people were, going nuts.
Ilsa versus Jason Voorhees. I want to see that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's her name. I don't know.
Frozen 3.
It's called Blue Story, and it was made by BBC Films, and it's about black gang culture in London. So there you go. That was the movie that was pulled.
A lot of places where you have a lot of poverty, you have gangs.
Yes,
because people want to belong to something. They feel they can't rely on anybody else, so they band together.
Yeah, I mean, it happened in America. Look at the Irish came in, the Italians came in. They formed gangs to protect themselves from the people that were already there. When you don't have a lot, you fight to protect what you have, to feel like you have ownership in something. And it gets crazy sometimes. Now, that movie he just said, I don't know if that's the movie. There is a movie coming out where it talks about gang violence in England, and it's based on a true story where a kid who's an immigrant from Africa becomes a part of a white neo-Nazi gang. And I don't know if that's the same movie, but it's coming out in the next year, and it looks very interesting. Now, I didn't think it was out already.
No, this is a documentary.
Okay, so this is a documentary. It's not the movie. Okay, all right. So it's Elsa's fault. Let's just blame her. Freaking Elsa.
Well, then also, I guess from what I heard about this movie, it's white man bad.
Of course.
And not only that, it's old deadbeat dad white man bad.
Well, Frozen 2?
Yeah, like one of them finds out who their real dad is, and they're the one that is all.
Do we have a movie where its little spoiled brat cunt is like beaten and punished over and over again? Can we have that movie?
That
I'll buy tickets right now.
And me.
That's what Bitch Face's problem with Ford versus Ferrari was. It was that Ken Miles was a good dad.
Yeah. That doesn't happen usually in movies anymore. No. I mean, when was the last movie where there was a good father that lived through the whole movie? Usually it's either he's a deadbeat dad who beats the kid or treats the kid like crap, or he's a great dad who turns out to be the evil one, or, I don't know the last movie prior to what you just said where the father was actually a good person throughout the whole movie.
The freaking... Thomas Wayne was a good dad, but
not anymore.
Yeah, they had to make Trump in the new movie.
Wayne lives matter.
That was the only bit I didn't really like about the movie so much. And I know some people are like, I don't see it. Well, it's there if you were to watch it. It's there.
Isn't Darth Vader the ultimate bad dad?
Kind of, yeah.
At least
I love that how it should have ended.
I mean, he comes around at the end.
Yeah. I love that how it should have ended. He goes, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. But I'll never join the dark side. Whoa, wait, where do you think you're going? Worst dad ever.
Well, at least Darth had an excuse. As far as he knew, they didn't exist.
True. Well,
he was told they died, so
yeah, he did. He was told they were dead, but I mean, he did fall to the dark side while knowing they were about to be born. So that's kind of a shitty dad. That's a shitty dad.
I think it's more of a he was just seduced by Palpatine.
Oh, he played him since he was a little boy.
The ultimate shitty dad is Anakin's father, because who believes that bullshit that Shmi's pushing?
Yep. Oh, there was no father. There was no father, I swear. She just didn't know who the dad was.
Leave him and love him, I do.
Yeah. Well, I'm calling it. Baby Yoda and Palpatine's DNA made Rey.
Baby Yoda is Yoda and a Porg combined, and he's adorable.
Oh. No, he is not. He's not.
Big brown eyes and the big dumb frowny face. He's so cute.
I pray the last episode we find out he was faking being a baby the whole time and he's a Sith Lord. That is what I pray for. Just little force lightning come out of those little bombs.
In all serious though, I wouldn't be surprised within the next few episodes he does start to speak and we find out that he's been fucking with us the whole time, just like Yoda.
I feel like he was. I mean, we have precedent for that with Yoda. When he's coming through the city, spoilers, I guess, on the last episode, you could tell he understands what's about to happen, and he's watching the Mandalorian, seeing, is he actually going to go through with this? You know, like he's allowing it to happen. So I don't know. I think the Yoda, which we call it yodeling, the yodeling has had a plan from the beginning, and he's a Sith Lord. He's going to kill everyone, and I love it.
Mando. He's going to do it in a
horrible way. Don't even start with the Mando thing. That killed me.
So in other words, next Disney movie, be careful. They might bring machetes. But anyway, you were saying sports.
No, all I was saying is, you know, I'm glad that people have gotten to the point where the Mandalorian is now us arguing about Star Wars, not about agenda politics, not about, you know, the SJWs attacking us.
Good point.
We're just fighting over the Star Wars like we did back in the 90s, like we did back in the 80s. Like we always have prior to these normies and these SJWs from the outside looking in, thinking we are horrible people. And I love that. I love being able to fight with you that this yodeling, I can't stand it. But guess what? That's good that we can argue about this, because that's what nerdom is based on. It's based on us being able to go back and forth with each other and not take it personally. And I love that about this. And I really hope it dies next episode.
Do you think Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni said, you know what, let's set this right after Return of the Jedi, just so that we could say, yeah, you know what, that crap they're doing now? Yeah, no, never mind. This is what you want to watch. This is for you.
Of course, that means that if it dies, I am demanding a boycott of episode 9.
They're not going to kill that baby.
That baby is secret Skywalker. That baby's the secret Skywalker.
There is the first time since the first movie in Star Wars history where people are literally demanding fucking merchandise.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Demanding merchandise, demanding we care about the character. We want him to live. We want him to, you know, it's not like Rey where I'm like, I don't care about fucking Rey. I don't care if she lives or dies. I just don't want to see the bitch.
Well, who the fuck is Rey? Who is Rey?
We don't know. We've seen more character growth out of the Mandalorian, the character of the Mandalorian, than we haven't seen in 30 and 60 minutes than we've seen Rey over the course of 4 hours.
No, you're absolutely right. And what kills me too is I did not want to like the Mandalorian. I am one of those people that I really took it personally how they attacked us, how they attacked and how author Stephen Walton always says, by attacking him, he attacked his family. They attacked everyone he loved. I respect that. But damn it, when they were pulling that little yodeling away in the to take him in the back and the Mandalorian's just sitting there, I got feelings. I felt like, oh my God, stop them. And I was like, holy shit, they got me. John and Dave have done an amazing job with this. Even if I don't like everything about it, it feels like Star Wars. And I don't remember the last time I saw something where I'm like, this is Star Wars, where it didn't take me out of it. When I was watching The Last Jedi, Luke Skywalker I wasn't watching the movie anymore. All I could think about was, Mark Hamill, why did you allow this happen to yourself? You know, like, and then I saw the interviews and I was like, wow, he got bamboozled over this one.
Contract.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
$5, Captain Hare. Damn it. Why am I always late? To think I almost missed out on Rob committing a home invasion. Someone find STD news so I can see him rage on camera.
We do have that little teaser of Discovery.
But I'll just say though about the Mandalorian. You know what? When they were taking the yodeling back, I was saying
I walked out. I'm like, I can't watch the rest
I
of
was
this.
like,
Fuck this show.
I just said he's gonna do something badass. He's gonna do something badass.
With Star Wars,
Clean house, and he's gonna take the yodeling with him. You watch, and sure enough, they paid it off.
Yep.
This is what Star Wars is about. And this is what we're talking about, guys. We don't always necessarily want to have the same stories or the same characters or the same scenarios. But what you have here is a situation that's a lot like what Han Solo found himself in. He was set up as this badass pirate, could give a shit about anybody else. He's all about the dough, takes the money, walks out the door, right?
Right.
Same thing here. But you feel that hesitation as a character, as a person yourself. You see that in him, even though you can't see the actor's face. You can tell that he's found an attachment with this character. That's what the stories are about. So when he comes back to save that little baby, that's our Han Solo moment. We all cheered. That's what Star Wars is about. It's about the little things. It's about the storytelling. It's about the characters. It's just like a horror movie. The better horror movies are the horror movies where you get a good half hour, 45 minutes to set up your characters before the shit starts hitting the fan necessarily. Because otherwise you don't give a shit about these people. They just become random, nameless, faceless victims of nobody like Rambo.
What's going to happen to the kid?
Right.
That was
his own code.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt
what's going to happen to the, I thought I was being set up for a bait and switch, and I'm going to be disappointed if we are, because KK's name's still attached to it. But the fact with that picture where she's being ignored and she's just sitting in the back.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe we are turning corner. But the end of the first episode, spoilers. I mean, when the yodeling reaches up and he reaches back. These are actual people. This is a human being.
And they connect. I mean, when we see the flashback, and that's, I said it as a joke to other people. If you want to beat this Mandalorian, start doing some type of smelting and hammering armor, because he starts going into flashbacks. But you see that him and this, they're both foundlings. The yodeling is a foundling, and he connected right away. Like, you're an orphan too. I was an orphan. Someone took me in. I need to take you in.
I don't want anything to happen like it happened to me.
Yes, exactly. I will protect you. And I love how, go ahead.
And then at the core, that's the same thing. That's the same thing that drives a character like Batman.
Right. Well, what I was going to say is, I don't, you guys know Mike Rogers, who worked on the Phantom Menace book with Steven. Mike really dove into this last episode, and he just talks about how the nuance between the Mandalorian culture, how they're all kind of foundlings in a way. They're all probably from different clans, then they had to bound together to protect themselves, and they only allowed one at a time, and they never took off their helmets anymore. Like, this is the way. We went back old school. We have to protect ourselves. This was John's way of saying, like, I know what's happened to you guys, but this is my way to say, we're here, we're rebuilding slowly what we could do. I'm not saying it as eloquent as he can, but you see it. And John, I believe, voices the bigger Mandalorian that he gets into a fight with. I swear that's his voice. Watch it again and listen. It's Jon Favreau.
This is the way. This is
the way.
Yeah.
Oh man, I get chills. And I freaking hate Disney, but I love this show. I hated the first 2 episodes.
We're never going to get an apology from Kathleen Kennedy or Ryan Johnson. But this is Jon Favreau and Cowboy Dave Filoni's way of apologizing on their behalf.
Yes.
Saying, you know what?
There's still people here that care.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, I always say it to people, like, boycott this, boycott that. And the only thing is Kathleen Kennedy's not going to feel that. You're going to she might not get a contract again, but she's going to get her money. It's going to be Tom, the sorry, Tom, but a name popped in my head, but Tom, the video editing guy, or the key grip from this movie, they're the ones who are going to get fired. So like, because I'm supporting the Mandalorian doesn't mean I am not supporting, the Phantom Menace and how we were treated. But I can't not say, wow, these guys are doing an amazing job and they deserve the respect that they're showing us. And you could see it in the episodes, and it's an amazing, just the director on the last one was a woman and she was amazing. And
not only that, Deborah Chow is who's supposed to be overseeing Obi-Wan too.
Obi-Wan, yeah. And I'm now
excited. A reason for that, and I think there's a connection somewhere, but I'm not going to get into that. So
you heard it too?
Yeah, well, I put 2 and 2 together from some other things that people have told me and other things. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, next bit of news we had to talk about. I had a perfect segue before, but we got lost. So I'm just going to do this.
Sorry, I got excited.
No, you're fine. As we reported, Godzilla vs. Kong release date has been pushed back to November 2020. We predicted this was going to happen. Not a real big surprise here. Adam Wingard is the director. This last year's Godzilla King of Monsters did 385 million worldwide. It was disappointing, and this is no surprise. As we reported, we were going to probably see it pushed back, and I'm thinking they're reshooting stuff so they can shoot around some of the bigger set pieces and save some money on the special effects, and perhaps fix some of the complaints people have had about the last 2 Godzilla movies. I'm assuming.
You know what complaint I had about the last 2 Godzilla movies? When I went to Walmart, it was in the $5 bin, the bargain bin. I opened it up and there was no disc inside.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I hate that.
Fortunately, the one of the employees was there. She saw me open it up, and I just handed her, and she was just disgusted. Oh, this is not the first time it's happened.
Oh, that's horrible, man.
Cool. There's guys who got it down to a science with like razor blades and shit.
Oh yeah,
because they figured out that they put the I knew it from when I had the video store. They figured out that they put the
anti-theft
thing on the inside of the cover, not the disc itself.
Right.
So they'll steal CDs and DVDs and stuff like that all the time that way. That's why games are behind the game case. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. I never even thought about that. But yeah, you're right. They put the bar on the inside now. What is that exactly?
What it is, just
that's all it is, right? A magnet. Okay.
Yeah, and then at the entrance, there's a magnet attuned to that magnet, and if it's not diffused by the machine at the register, then it sets it off.
And that's what they do. They're rubbing that so it diffuses. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like a diminished detachment.
Really dumb question there. I'm sorry.
No,
one of those things that just popped in my head. I'm like, I don't know how that works.
But they're expensive as hell too. So
yeah.
Well, anyway, so yeah, I'm not surprised about this. Mecca, you're the big Godzilla fan.
I'd rather be late and fixed, right? Because I mean, as much as I enjoyed the last one, yeah, there it could have been better. It could have been better, but I still enjoyed it. I mean, it's Godzilla. I give it a pass. It's a bunch of stupid monsters smashing things.
I watched it again and I enjoyed it, but I have the same problem with it. Love the monster stuff, hate the people. Put less people in my monster movies, and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the movie is about Godzilla. It's not supposed to, they're trying to make it too much about. I used to watch all the Godzilla movies as a kid. I mean, Saturday afternoons, Godzilla, or morning even, it would come on. And really, you wanted to watch Godzilla destroy, fight, go back into the ocean all beat up, but he's going to come back again another day. And the people were, the storyline, I couldn't get into. I didn't really like it that much.
Yeah, they overcomplicated the human story. First of all, like the Jurassic Park movies, Godzilla movies don't need bad guys. You don't need an antagonist.
Yep.
You already have one. He's bigger than shit.
Make it an accident. Make it a natural disaster that wakes up Ghidorah. Make something.
Or, like I said, have it be this situation where, okay, I like the idea of the machine where they can talk to the kaiju, but have it just they accidentally wake them up. Not she did it on fucking purpose as some kind of like terrorist. That whole fucking plot is so convoluted and stupid.
Yeah.
It makes the plot in the first movie look so much better in comparison. And that's where people just like, I don't understand why people don't like this movie. It's like, that's why. I get it. It's in line with the old Godzilla movies and how goofy and outrageous the plot is. But that's not what we want to see out of these Americanized Godzilla movies. We want to see realistic looking monsters getting into some shit and knocking down buildings and, you know, people being in peril, but not that much people.
Right. Right. I mean, I always viewed Godzilla as chaotic neutral, right? Is that correct, Mecca?
People are meant to be stepped on in these movies.
Yeah.
Right.
Godzilla is supposed to be our
a warning. It's a warning.
Nuclear bombing of Hiroshima and the testing by the French and all that other shit. And then Kong is, you know, just Kong. But
right.
In the world of Godzilla, it depends on who he's facing and what the situation, the scenario is. Like, they did a perfect little tongue-in-cheek setup of Kong versus Godzilla at the end of the last one, where they're like, boy, I'm glad he's on our side. Then the one girl goes, oh, this time. So that set it up perfectly for the next time when Zilla, something happens and he goes bat shit crazy and starts destroying shit, and they have to get Kong in to help save him. So
right. Okay.
That's why I keep telling people, don't be surprised. I'm going to tell you, spoilers, Kong's going to win. He won the first time. He's going to win this time, too.
I just appreciate they have the balls to say we're pushing this back. You know, like, sorry, we want to make sure this is done right. I really believe, like, you know, I don't mean to go back to it, but Star Trek just, you know, they just wrapped about 13 hours ago. And I don't even believe that. They should have pushed it back to May, you know, like,
they don't have to with this new technology, and that's how we went with the leaks. Is because the person that we heard from, they were bragging about using the same technology that they had used on Mandalorian on Rise of Skywalker, so they could finish shooting the movie.
Right. It's what is it called again? It's like a form
I can't remember the name of it.
Not
in real time,
like volume or something like that.
Yeah, but it's just like that shit on your phone, where you can put like faces on your self.
Right.
And
so instead of having a huge fat green screen,
like filming Star Wars on a Snapchat filter.
Pretty much. Wow. Wow. It's gonna be like a tongue and a dog.
This is gonna revolutionize filmmaking. I get it, and that's I will say in defense of them, I guess, in this much, this does open the door to be able to shoot movies like this up to that window.
But you don't.
Why would you want to? Why would
you don't want to? Also, the 3D version of this is probably going to look like shit.
Oh yeah,
because it takes a long time. That's why these movies generally have to be done so far in advance. First of all, it takes. They're starting to speed up the process of the visual effects. That part's getting quicker. But you also have to do the 3D rendering and all that kind of shit, and that stuff has to be done. That much in advance, and it takes a long time to do that shit. And you have to have the movie done and set and locked for them to be able to do that. And I'm one of those who advocates, I like realistic 3D when they shoot real 3D for certain things, but for movies like these, you pretty much have to do them in the computer. There's no way you can't, because 90% of the movie is some digital special effect anyway. So it's almost impossible to film them in 3D. So it's like you have to re-render them in 3D, and they gotten better at that over the years since the Clash of the Titans fiasco.
These are just animated movies.
What was that, Mecca?
They're almost just animated movies anymore, with just a couple of live action people in costume.
They pretty much have been since the prequel. Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest problems with them. It's like, okay, can we see something that's not a cartoon?
Well, that's what JJ did bring to the table. That's the one thing I will give him credit for. And Favreau's been really big on bringing in as many practical effects as he can too.
And Ryan Johnson, even for the most part.
Huh?
At least, and Ryan Johnson. I mean, the titty monster was practical.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
At least he did that right. I mean,
it is nice that John is bringing back actual aliens to the Star Wars universe, and because when you say JJ and Ryan, what other than the titty monster was there? Really not much, right? I love it, the titty monster. But was there really much? No, there wasn't much practical need for it because they weren't really using aliens. But now you look at The Mandalorian and you walk into the bar scene and everybody's an alien, and it's awesome. It's awesome to see that practical stuff again. I can't wait to see the Snapchat thing. This is 10-second clips or something. I don't even know. It's going to be exciting. Stupid.
It's a little bit more complicated than
Yeah,
that.
no, I know. That was my attempt at a poorly tried joke.
I get it. But yeah, I mean, as far as the Kongzilla thing, we're not surprised. We figured this was going to happen. Fingers crossed. The movie's good though, and it's better than the second Godzilla film was. I mean, I loved Kong, so I'm on board with anything Kong, and I'm a huge Godzilla fan too. So
Now, are we talking the Jack Black Kong?
No, the one Kong Skull Island, the Brie Larson.
Skull Island.
I did like Peter Jackson's Kong. I'm one of the few people.
I like
who
Skull Island a lot.
I was in Skull Island, don't you know that?
Oh my god, that ape has to stop doing what he's doing, and I need to get back to my friends. I hate her so much.
Created by Kong.
Community.
Community.
I don't need to know. We don't need to know what a 400-foot tall monkey thinks about the Wrinkle of Time. It wasn't made for him.
Yeah, you go. Z it up. Z it. Bastards.
What's next?
Well, this is one. I don't know. Are you a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, Scott?
I grew up loving Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, it scared the shit out of me when Johnny Depp went through the bed. I could not lay in the bed for like 6 months. There literally was 2 movies that fucked me up as a kid. One was the first Nightmare on Elm Street, and one was Children of the Corn. Messed me up as a kid, but I loved it. I even like Dream Warriors. I loved it all.
Well, next I actually have an interview that's long overdue with Lisa Wilcox of Nightmare 4 and 5 coming soon. And
oh wow,
I have an interview with we did quite a few already, but we got some more coming whenever I get them done. But speaking of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, as predicted by myself, the Wes Craven family did go and get the rights back to Nightmare on Elm Street, and they're looking at pitches for movies and a new series possibly for HBO Max. And it looks like the director, Mike Flanagan of Dr. Sleep, pitched his idea for a Nightmare on Elm Street film. So,
okay, I can see that working.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Following the news of Wes Craven's estate gaining the rights back to Nightmare on Elm Street, Dr. Sleep director Mike Flanagan teased his own pitch idea for the reboot series. Going to Twitter, Flanagan posted an article from Bloody Disgusting reporting the news, commenting, "Put me in, coach, I've got a pitch." Fans have responded enthusiastically as Flanagan has found a recent success with the newly released sequel, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, and an equally beloved classic horror film, while also gaining favor from Stephen King, who notoriously hated the adaptation of his work. No other details regarding Flanagan's pitch were revealed. Craven's estate gained the rights back in '84, and they are taking pitches. That was the story that came out late last week that we didn't get to in the stream that I totally spaced out, and that's why I started writing shit down now. But yeah, so I'm kind of interested to see where this goes. I hope Robert Englund's involved, if that's the case. What do you think, Scott? We'll start with you, and then we'll go to Mecca.
Well, Englund has to be involved. I don't care how old he is. I haven't seen Dr. Sleep. I've heard good things about it. I don't know a lot about Flanagan, but I would love to see them go back to a Nightmare on Elm Street that was scary again. I love the humor, don't get me wrong, but we need that perfect meld between humor and scariness, and that first one had it. I mean, it was scary more than anything, but I don't know, has it been beaten over? Because they did the remake. I don't know about you guys, I like that remake. I did enjoy it for what it was.
Get the fuck out of here.
I did. I enjoyed it for what it was.
I liked Jackie Earle Haley, but they gave him shit to work with in the movie's crap.
Well, no, but he was great. I thought he was great. Yeah,
he's good at, but they gave him shit to work with. They gave him a bunch of lines from other Nightmare on Elm Street movies. That's what
it was. It was like almost like a JJ. He took pieces from everything else and kind of spliced it together. Can they remake a classic like that? I don't know. Like I'm talking the originals. I don't know. Sometimes just leave a lying dog. Just leave it. Just let it be.
Well, there's no way this is going to stay lying now that Wes Craven's family's got this back. Chief Cook
had it. Who had it?
New Line Cinema.
Oh, it was New Line. Okay.
Yeah. Do you think we see Jedi in Mandalorian? I think we will. and I think you'll know who he
Well,
is.
Baby Yoda's a Jedi.
Yeah, but I think there's a Jedi that saved the Mandalorian as a
I
child.
agree with that. I agree with that.
But yeah, so I liked Dr. Sleep. Mecca, you liked Dr. Sleep, didn't you?
No,
Yeah, more than I thought I would.
they were all
So what do
white.
you think about him, Freddy coming back?
I don't want any more Freddy.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
Well, the upside is Robert Englund did say he saw himself. He could do it at least once or twice more, and that's about it.
You know, as long as it's him. I mean, I just can't do anybody else's Freddy, and I'm fine
I
with.
can't imagine with the success of Halloween that they wouldn't want to.
Yeah. As long as they give him a great big fat paycheck and make sure it's him,
It has to be him.
because I'm not going to see it otherwise. Like that's just it. I'm a huge Nightmare on Elm Street fan. I will not see it without Robert Englund. Sorry, just not going to happen.
I think at this point that's what you need to get people's butts back in the seats. I really do, and I think him being on the Goldbergs gave him that little pump of Freddy adrenaline. So I think we'll get at least one or two more movies out of him. Here's fingers crossed anyway. And there's also rumors about a possible TV series too, so we'll see about that.
What? A TV series?
Well, you could do like what I could see them doing if they did is either
Like a
just
prequel?
Nightmares.
No, I was thinking more like you'd have it surrounding the Elm Street murders back way when, and it would be set in like, you know, the late 70s or early 80s, and it would have like
a prequel. They
young
could
Lieutenant Thompson and stuff like that investigating with all that stuff.
Yeah, you could de-age him and have him like in flashes here and there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you don't even really need to see him. That's the whole point. Is it's like we know who the killer is.
Yeah,
but we get to see the process of them figuring out who it was, because that's the whole kind of thing. Is we're led to believe, it was like nobody could believe it was him, kind of thing. So yeah, and then you could either have her find somebody young who looks a lot like young Robert Englund, and he just be this unassuming character in the show all the time. And of course, we all know who he is. But like I said, so yeah, I think that'd be really, really kind of neat to see if they did something like that. That's just my opinion. We don't know yet. But if you're listening, Craven Estate, you're taking pitches. Those are my pitches. I got some great pitches. Taking pitches, But yeah, Mecca did send us a couple of tweets. She always sending tweets.
Sort of Star Trek-y stuff.
Sort of, because
I mean, at this point, you can't really tell. Is it Lord of the Rings? Is it Star Wars? What the fuck is it?
Well, let's start with this one. Yeah,
it's Jeff. It's Jeff, right? Working with Jeff. You're a Star Trek fan, right?
Who, me? Scott.
Why did I call you? Just sorry, man. Don't mean to.
You call me whatever you like.
Okay, Scott, you're a Star Trek fan, aren't you?
No, I'm not a diehard. I love Star Trek. I've watched it, but I can't. I'm not I don't want to say I'm a diehard Trekkie. Like I've learned that I'm not dealing with the guys in the fandom.
That's no problem.
No, I watched Next Generation as a kid, Deep Space Nine, but
that's who they want. That's who they should be catering to. They should be catering to the people who just watched it casually then, who want a little bit updated. But that's not who they're trying for. They're trying for the Raylos. They're trying for the Twilight people. They're trying for the Lord of the Rings and Divergent and Maze Runner and every one of these goddamn series. And that's what they're doing with Star Wars too.
Yep, you're absolutely right. I consider myself. I love Star Wars. I am a huge Song of Ice and Fire fan, and they're ruining that for me. But when it comes to Star Trek, I actually like that I'm not as deep in as some of the other people I know in the fandom, like Stephen Walton. I mean, he's a diehard. He breaks it down for me. And to see what they've done to those fans, it breaks my heart because they totally changed the complete history of that show, and they just changed even the philosophy of how they make an episode because of STD. It's really an STD. That's what it is. It's like a big fat herpy on somebody's face. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's irritating. It spreads among people who aren't very well educated. It spreads mostly among younger people, and it leaves you. It's a result of bad decisions, and it leaves you angry and remorseful.
And it makes your genitals burn.
Yeah, and it just no matter how bad and much you try, it just won't go away. Sure sounds like an STD to me.
Yeah, it sounds like it's burning right now. You need some penicillin. Someone needs to get Kurtzman out of there. And it's sad what they have done to even different races. They've changed the look.
Yeah, what alien is this anyway?
There's swords.
He's an elf. He's an elf from Middle Earth.
It's not
Can we
even.
play this without getting copywritten or like.
They look more like the
I'm not
Urukai
taking a chance
from
with CBS there.
Middle Earth. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's like an Urukai. It's disturbing.
$1.99 from Michael Clark supporting the channel. Thank you very much,
Thank
Michael
you.
Clark.
Oh my God,
They
no.
don't know what they want to be. They really don't. They want to be everything else except Star Trek.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I saw the short trek where Spock is talking to now.
Someone in the elevator.
Yeah.
Oh God! And then
What
they
was
singing.
that? Like now you're talking to
that
someone.
was my nightmare. That was my
Welcome to
personal.
my nightmare.
That is
You're
where I
talking
will
to
go
someone
when
who's-
I die.
Rosetta Allen, $2. That is not Star Trek. It looks like Elrond with a saber. It is.
Yes, it does. That's the first fucking thing I thought of too. That's why I knew exactly what Mecca was talking about, and it was like perfect timing. I bring up the right thing.
Wait a
I
minute,
love
what,
Lord of the Rings.
what am I looking at?
Oh. This is
Star
something for
Trek Picard.
hard.
No, it is not. Are you serious? I swear to God,
No,
I thought we
we're
were
dead
watching.
serious.
It's like a
I am not
motion
kidding.
poster.
I thought we were looking at The Hobbit.
Nope.
That's not my. That's not.
No, you would think this is the new like Lord of the Rings Amazon series. You'd be like, oh, that looks pretty good. That looks a lot like the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings. Oh wait, that's Star Trek. What the fuck?
Are you? What? See, okay. Now look at me. I would call myself more not a normie, but a casual fan of Star Trek.
Right.
I enjoy it. That disgusts me. Like, how is that Star Trek?
It's not.
What have they done? What have they done? I mean, they've changed the cultures of the Klingons. You know, the way, I don't know, spoilers once again, the way the one see again, I only watched bits and pieces, but you have a Klingon that actually lies and blackmails their people and has sex with a human, but lies and blackmails their people to take over their culture. That would not happen in the Klingon culture. I mean, like,
fight each other.
yes, or someone would destroy her. You know, like, I just don't get it. Like, I thought it was just me because I don't understand it as well as some people.
No, you're exactly the right level of understanding to even tell them, like, because they're like, oh, you guys are just too into details, you know too much, you know, and like, no, if you pull in like a casual viewer, they know Klingons are the warriors.
Yep.
Vulcans are logical, you know, it's basic stuff. It's not Big Bang Theory version of
Yeah, they've
Spock.
kind of taken they've taken the Klingons from a Russian allegory and they've kind of reverted them more to what would you say, Rob, like a Chinese or Japanese warrior allegory kind of, so more so because it's more
like
about
an SJW. They're kind of like SJWs. They're
well, now they are,
bitchy.
but no, I get that. It's like, why would we said that before too? Like, you know, why? Yeah, anyway, I'm not getting into it. We got a couple super chats.
If anybody wants to learn anything about that, Stephen Walton has a history of the Klingons from the beginning of the show to STD, and that'll tell you. I mean, that tells you what they screwed up.
Tiberius Monk 84, $2 supporting the channel. Go see Ford versus Ferrari now. That's right. Listen to Tiberius Monk. Wise man, very wise man.
Tiberius.
We got one from Rosetta. I missed.
Rosetta Allen. Love Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Star Trek. Not all the same. Not all at the same time.
Oh, well, that's the next tweet too.
You got Star Trek in my fucking Lord of the Rings.
Nelson Chiretta, $2. One hard to rule them all.
What? I get to rule? What am I ruling?
The next picture, I swear they mixed it up with Poe Dameron or something. It's like, is this Star Wars? Oh. They don't know what they want to do. It's like, are you kidding me?
How is that not the Hobbit? I know it's hard for me to see, but it looks like the friggin' Hobbit.
Well, click the link. Go to the link, and you can actually see it clearer. Here, I'll link it to you guys in chat too, so you can see the full thing. Because we don't want to risk CBS striking us, and one we can clearly say is fair use. But
they are fucking worst.
Yeah.
But what is going on? The freaking guys with man buns all over the place.
Oh, January 23rd. Finally, we know the day it comes on. Whoop-de-doo.
Well, Captain Hare had a super chat for us.
Oh, okay, okay.
$5, Captain Hair. Can we have gender flip Charlie's Angels starring Alex Kurtzman, J.J. Abrams, and Ryan Roundhead Johnson with Kathleen Kennedy as their Bosley? Good morning, Angel.
Isn't that the song? It was one of the Destiny's Child songs. I don't
Oh
remember.
God, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. And what was wrong with that Charlie's Angels?
The new one or the last
No,
one?
the original, no, not the new one. Jeez, no, the original, not the original, the one with Cameron Diaz and Lucy Liu. And I mean, yes, they showed some sexuality, but isn't that Charlie's Angels? Like,
yeah, it's women.
One of my favorite scenes is the scene with Drew Barrymore in the car trying to keep the guy's attention while Lucy Liu's behind, like bugging it or something. It's hilarious, man.
Yeah, basically all Charlie's Angels was gender swap 007s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a perfect way of putting it.
Came out, and the original show came out at the tail end of the feminist movement and all that kind of stuff. And that's what it was about. These hot women showing off, their hotnicities.
Yeah,
and using it to their advantage. And they were smart about it, and they were smart too at the same time. That was the whole point. They could be sexy and smart, right, Mecca?
Yeah, sexy and smart. Mm-hmm. Well, make no bones about it. The original Charlie's Angels show was pretty dumb. I mean, it was pretty.
It was it was just spanked revision. Don't get me wrong, but it served its purpose. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
that's not who I think it is.
I don't think it was demeaning to the women at all. Hell, it made Farrah Fawcett a fucking icon.
Yes.
Yeah,
who the hell is this guy? CBS can $10 chapter master Dante. CBS can go to hell. I was in the final season of DS9 on Amazon Prime. Now they're asking $6.99. No, not cool.
Ah, fuck that.
Who is this? Who is this?
That means it's happening, folks. Streaming Wars TM.
Mm-hmm. This guy. Wow.
That guy is discount. It'll come to me. It'll come to me.
It's not the guy from oh no. I was gonna say from Almost Famous.
Billy Kudrup?
Yeah,
it's discount Billy Kudrup.
It is discount.
So yeah, this is more from Star Trek Picard. Because this am Star Trek now.
What is with all this wasted space behind him?
And the backlighting. Ugh.
That is
the hollow technology. Why do you have those controls? That would be the first stupid ass thing that would go out. Is your hollow emitters? Are you stupid?
It makes no sense.
$2, Nelson Chiretta. Predictions: Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker, more or less than 1 billion. I'm hoping less.
They'll make $1 billion.
They'll make $1 billion because they won't allow it not to. They're stacking the deck. They're making it run in 75% of the theaters.
My final prediction is it makes $1.05 billion.
Wow.
Unreal. This is why do you hate Star Trek? Why do you hate Star? No, I love Star Trek.
I hate stupidity.
I hate whatever this is.
It's not fair. I mean, it's sad to watch, even from a casual fan. It's sad to see what they're doing to people who've given their lives to a series. And now, I mean, I've been a huge fan of George R.R. Martin's for probably 15 years now, reading the books. And then they came out with Game of Thrones, and I was worried about that. And then the first season, I was like, yes, they did it. Like, this is amazing. And then watching friends watch Game of Thrones and seeing all the brutality and the just craziness that Martin, but the beautiful way of Martin put into it. And to see what Dan and Dave did to my show, that's only 15 years of my life. There's Trekkies that their whole entire life has been Star Trek. And look at what they're doing. Look what they're doing to these people. Like, we don't want you anymore. We're looking for the trendy SJWs. We're looking for, we got to throw in, Spock being funny. Like,
wow. The people who wait in line overnight for an iPhone.
Yes. Who will not wait in line for a movie ticket, but for an iPhone.
Yep.
That's the truth.
Chapter Master Dante, take that back. It's included with my Prime membership. Still CBS be slipping. Little Poet Boy, 5 days. It's a new name. Thank you for super chat. Since Picard is going to die at the end of the first season, think the crew will have his brain converted into an AI and become the.
I thought that too. I thought the ship will be called
I
Picard.
don't even want to.
I thought two things: either the ship will become Picard and I didn't think about the AI, but the ship would be called Picard, or the girl that they're, the one that'll save us all will be a Picard, and when he dies, she takes over.
She is Picard. I've said it. She's the fucking daughter of him and the Borg Queen from First Contact.
Yeah,
She's the key to everything.
Key to everything.
She's my baby daughter. Baby mama's a bitch, though. She tried taking over the whole goddamn universe, just like every other woman I've met.
I gotta say, even if you don't like baby yodeling, at least they already said it was a boy.
Fucker's cute.
At least they said it was a boy.
My show.
It's the first boy that might mean something in generations. So hold on to it.
Now, old man Picard, you couldn't use protection when you did the when you bumped uglies with the Borg Queen.
Well, they
I got a virus.
You got a virus? Was it a computer virus?
Yes, the Da Vinci virus.
Oh no,
Da Vinci virus.
That must have been terrible.
Yes, I kept drawing all over the ceiling and the walls and the floors. Couldn't stop.
Well, how did you get rid of this Da Vinci virus, old man Picard?
I haven't.
You haven't. You just live with it?
Yes. Just like the herpes.
Oh my goodness, that must be terrible.
Oh no, they only flare up once in a while.
Oh, okay. Is there anything special you have to do?
4. The Da Vinci virus or the herpes?
Well, the Da Vinci virus.
I think there's a cream for that.
Oh, okay. Now, old man Picard. When you went on this date with the Borg Queen, did you take her out in your dune buggy?
She doesn't like dune buggies.
Oh, so that's why it didn't work between you two.
She's very square.
Yes, she is. I bet she is. Hey,
that's all I've got tonight. I'm not on like there.
Did she uncork your bottle of wine?
Yes.
Okay. Good vintage.
Old man Picard, everybody. Nice that old man Picard stopped by.
Golf clap.
Space dementia, yes, Freckhoff. Pelger. I am tired.
That could be the next Star Trek animation thing. Old man Picard.
I'm like that whole point where, because I stayed up 2 days straight editing that video that we got up, and I hardly got any sleep in between that and yesterday, and I've been just like blah.
Now, do any of you guys watch the Watchmen on HBO?
No,
don't.
I've been meaning to, just so I can, because here's my thing with it is The Watchmen is my favorite graphic novel of all time. And
don't. Seriously, Tom.
Well,
that's why I've never seen the Never remake.
You've been nice enough to have me on your show, and I'm so grateful for that. I've gained almost 15 subs because of it. Let me just give you some advice straight from my heart. Do not do it to yourself. This show there's one episode where I said, "Oh, this is really good," and the rest it's been horrible. It's so woke. They're not even embarrassed to they're coming at you. It should just be called Wokeman. It really should. I know that's the joke right now, but it's unbelievable what they have done to that graphic novel. I mean, what they've done to Rorschach, even the memory of him.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, they've turned him into a white supremacist.
Yeah.
Was this?
Thank you guys so much for coming through with the super chats tonight. I appreciate it.
Tiberius Monk, I don't need Star Trek Picard with the Expanse coming. Phrasing. Yes.
Oh, I like this one here. Where'd it go?
Scott, are you a fan of Archer?
Yeah, I've watched Archer. Yes, my friend just got me into it. I didn't realize how good Archer is.
Okay, good. Just checking.
Yes, I'm getting into it as we speak. There's so many little things I've missed, little shows that I should have been watching and didn't realize how great they really were. And that's one of them. That's funny. That's funny shit. Is that still on?
Yeah, they're going to go into season 11.
Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah. Well, it's season. It's got to be over 100 episodes by now.
It's amazing. It's so good. It's so perfect. I mean, it's like it's pretty much what they want to do to Bond, I would guess. Just,
Well, no, but
Bond.
don't get me started on Bond.
Bond sucked. Oh no.
Yeah, at least Archer is an unrepentant asshole, though. I mean,
yeah, but it's like he's just like, I guess that's a better way of putting it, because this Bond's gonna be sad. It's just gonna be sad. You know, I grew up what my dad passed, and we used to watch all those, and my brother now took my nephew to everyone since my nephew was old enough, and now this is the legacy they leave us. It makes me sad.
My first Bond movie in theaters was actually License to Kill.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah. And this is the first Bond movie in 30 years. Actually, I'm actually thinking of giving a pass.
Isn't that, it's heartbreaking. And I was against Daniel Craig, and he won me over a bit. Oh my God, that is awesome. That is awesome. They should have him on a moped. That's even better.
There's another one. Tom, show him the other one.
Oh, I just remember the one where he's in a dress.
Look how sad he looks sitting on top of his Prius.
Where's his wife's purse?
Yeah, exactly. That would be perfect.
Are.
He should just be holding it like this. You know?
Steven Anderson, $2. When will we get some of the secret interviews? I don't know.
Soon. I got to be able to edit them. I got to find the time, man. That's been the tough part. Is just finding the time to sit down and edit the audio. But hopefully soon. I was hoping to have them by Halloween, but
you see, Natasha says, "I'm so sad about Bond. The last few were bad enough." Casino Royale was great. I thought Casino Royale was great.
Yes.
Quantum of Solace, I'm like,
it was watchable. It was watchable.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to watch it again.
Right.
Skyfall, I loved in the theaters, but now the more I think of it, the more problems I have with it.
Right, but that final battle, that standoff, that was fun. That was good.
Yeah.
That was great cinema, and you're absolutely right. It was awesome to see in the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Casino Royale, I loved it. I loved it was almost like an origin story, but you couldn't be an origin story because, well, anyways, I loved it. I thought it was I hated the idea of Daniel Craig being Bond. You know, to me, Bond is a certain body style, a certain type of guy. He changed Bond in a way, but I loved it, man. What he did with it was fantastic. Mm-hmm. And now they're just going to destroy him.
Captain Hare, I want to see Bond on the new Tesla Cybertruck. $2, Nelson Sheretta.
Sold a bunch of those fuckers.
Yeah, the window's going to break. Better be prepared.
Nelson Sheretta, $2. The Bond should never be a beta male. Pointless. Yeah.
I mean, that's the perfect thing right there. He's alpha. He is alpha. You know, with that English charm. You know, he's a killer with English charm. You know.
You know what is charming is that little Yoda, and I wish he was in my show.
Oh, baby Yoda.
And you know what else is charming? Dune bikes. Why does Star Wars get dune bikes? I don't get dune bikes.
Okay. Oh boy.
I want a dune cycle.
Yes, you do.
Nurse, get me a dune cycle.
Well,
I want to wear the jetpack. No, it's my turn. Catapult me.
All right, folks. What do you say we wrap it up here? It's been almost 2 hours. We want to thank Scott from Sporking News Podcast for hanging out with us on this Monday night here on Midnight's Edge After Dark.
Thank you, guys. It's been an honor.
I'll try to know what's going on with the shows this week with the holidays coming up here. I don't even know if there's going to be any news, so we'll play it by ear. Maybe we'll get some special videos popped up for you in the meantime. I'm thinking maybe a throwdown at Toontown 2. What do you think, Rob?
Might be a good idea.
Popeye's chicken footage, since Popeye's a tune.
Yeah, we can tie it
in that way.
Do you want to go through and write one tonight?
I did that all.
Toontown 2 here. We've got a whole knockout, drag out battle between.
Send it to us and we'll look at it.
I'll see if I can find the. There's a bunch of Popeye chicken fights we can put.
Oh yeah, those are fun.
Popeye chicken fights.
Oh, that's bad. That is awesome.
The pounding at Popeyes.
I know it's no connection to the actual Popeye character, but hey, we can make it look that way. So we can call it Throw Down at Toontown 2.
That is awesome. I can't wait to see that.
That kind of shit. We'll try and come up with some fun stuff, even if we don't have a show. So,
Scott, did you see Throwdown in Toontown 1?
No, but you guys
we'll have to show it afterwards because we'll get a strike otherwise. So.
Are you serious?
Or claim.
Oh,
Yeah, the people that own the original video or whatever is one of those websites that buys videos. So they claim shit out of it.
Oh man. I'd like to see it though.
Yeah, we'll show it to you. Or I'll send you the link here. So all right,
cool,
guys.
Thank you so much.
Let's wrap this up. Do check out Sporking News Podcast for all of Scott's news and videos over there. And of course, check out Mecca's channel and Robot Shlomo. And do check out the main channel. We thank you as always for all the super chats and hanging with us here on Midnight's Edge After Dark as you do. We appreciate that. And I don't have shit ready here. See, that's what happens. Rob, where are you when I need you?
I'm right here.
Yeah.
You like what we do. Like, subscribe here on the main channel. Subscribe to Mecca's channel. Subscribe to Scott's channel. That's right.
Sporking News Podcast.
That's right.
Me anywhere, all the stuff. Please come and check me out.
We'd like to thank our super chatters, everybody in the chat for showing up. I don't know how long I'm going to be here with the snow. So
yeah, I got a big blizzard
Good
coming
luck.
Wednesday, or tomorrow actually.
We'll catch you next time.
Here's the link for Sporking News in the chat there, folks.
Thank you, Tom.
If we don't see you Wednesday, have a happy Thanksgiving.
And everybody in